Good morning. We missed a week. I don't know how we did that. That's the way it goes. It's Saturday morning, and here's our book. Got to look at 2 weeks this time, um, but it's this. It's a lot of the same thing. So first, I'm going to show you. You may recall we're doing personal history with people. We're helping them to get their personal history done. And on Facebook, you can go to Personal History Made Easy. But what we do is sit down with people. I use a recorder. Let me see if I can find that. Just the little handheld recorder. We use that to capture their responses. So we ask them a question. That comes from that 52 questions. If you're not sure about it, when you go on Personal History Made Easy on Facebook, you can see that we're working off of 52 questions that Family Search put out. So we talk to them, capture their responses. Then I come back. I haven't found an easy way to do it, so if somebody knows a better way to do it. So put these on, plug this into the recorder, listen to the recorder, and as it's speaking to me, I'm speaking to Google Docs. In Google Docs, they have speech recognition, and it's really quite good. I started with a different one, but this one's working really well. Nice thing about Google Docs is that I can give access to the people that I'm transcribing for, and if they want to edit it, add it, put pictures in, stuff like that. You may remember that we put together shortly after I had my knee surgery, I think, or right around that time. I did this thing, and I put together a book of all the questions I answered, and there were 80 questions. So that's what we're meeting people that way. It's pretty cool. And after the second visit, we're like lifetime buddies because we get very much into their life quickly. Okay, so we capture it by recording it, and then I transcribe it by speaking into Google Docs, and then I go ahead and print it out for them and give it back to them. And I can't understand everything they're saying. I don't get some names right. Sometimes I don't get the punctuation right, just because they're speaking. And when you go to text, you have to put punctuation in and make it right. And so they'll give it back to me, and then I'll fix this and give them a new copy that's clean. So that's what we're doing. I think we have 6 people we're doing that for. One person has asked maybe 10 or 12 questions, and they have 40 pages now. My book, after 80 questions, is 120 pages. So the first lady we started with is up to 4 pages. Well, when we started, she didn't have any. And she's the one that you may remember that it was one of the best stories because she came from a home with 13 children. And they couldn't go on vacations, but they could go on picnics. And when they went on picnics, they went in the the dump truck that their father had access to. That was the only way they could get everybody in. Anyway, 2 fun-filled weeks. We're just continue to keep going. It's amazing what we get involved with. We told you we cleaned an oven last week, and there's some elders supposedly cleaned an oven last night, and we're tutoring them on that. Next week, we're going to be inspecting all the apartments again. There's 7 apartments now, other than ours, and we go around and inspect them and have checklists and stuff like that. Make sure that they're keeping the places in good shape. We've changed some apartments because some of them weren't too good, and updating some of the apartments they've had for 10 years, and the complexes, they don't go in and change carpet and paint and stuff like that. They just leave it until somebody new comes in. So anyway, we're doing that. We met a lady the other day in an apartment complex that's a member, but her records weren't in the ward, so we gathered the information, got the records. And then yesterday we went with the missionaries. Lady hadn't been to church in, I'm guessing, more than 5 years, because she moved to a new place and didn't know people, and so we got her back going again, and we went over, and the elders shared a message, and we set up for her to get to church this week and come to a study class on Wednesday night. And so that was pretty cool. She was so happy to have us show some interest. Her name's Patricia. Then we did well, had normal kind of things like doctor's appointments and district council that we have once a week with the elders and sisters. And then yesterday we went with a lady. She's hearing impaired. She can read lips really well. She can read two people's lips at the same time. So she can hear a conversation by observing. But she has some limitations in her, I don't know how you call it. It's cognitive ability is not up to snuff. Very high functioning, but can't do some things. We took her to vocational rehabilitation yesterday. We took her to her doctors yesterday. We took her to see 3 different apartment complexes, because right now her father's paying for a mobile home, but they want to move her into a senior center. She's 56. We did that. We took her out to lunch. Let's see, doctors, vocational rehabilitation, apartments, and lunch. Yeah, we had a good time. We picked oranges from the trees here. There's 5, 6, 7 orange trees here, and we've been taking oranges around. Well, we have this big long pole, so you can reach up high and snag the oranges. And we took that, got permission, and took it to a family that's not a member of our church, but family that we're doing the personal history with, and took that pole to them so they could get they had about 12 oranges on their tree that they couldn't reach anymore. So this pole, that pole's probably 20 foot when extended. Oh, I hurt my shoulder and my back picking oranges with a big long pole. I'm feeling better now, but for 7 to 10 days it was kind of sore. Just looking on my calendar to see what else, and I think give you kind of a pretty good overview. This next week's stacking up to be busy as well. We have at least 4 appointments for personal history already. And then we're going to a place called Knight's Landing, which is maybe 35, 40 minutes north probably. Very small community. One family we visited there, the man was 91 or 92, I can't remember. He was real excited about doing a personal history, but he later called back and said no. It was obvious that his wife wasn't interested in him doing it. I don't know why. And then we're going to see someone else, and we're taking the sisters with us. And this is a small little community, Knight's Landing. You can look it up. It's probably 4 streets wide, 6 streets long. And so we're taking the sisters with us because they have a cap on the mileage that they can do for their car. And then they're going to go walk around and knock on all the doors while we go visit two ward members. And I told you next week we do apartment inspections, and that's gotten to be a bigger deal since we've gotten here. What else is going on? We're kind of getting into family history a little bit more, and we'll probably do even more. And we're working with 2 bishops right now, trying to encourage them to get stronger in their ability to reach out through Facebook to the missionaries. Missionaries allowed to be on Facebook. It's a good tool to meet people. So trying to work on that, and then trying to convince them to set aside a specific person to line up practice lessons. Here in California, I'm not sure if it's done worldwide, but in California, not so much dinner appointments anymore for missionaries. On the weekend, it's okay, but during the week, from 7 to 9 is practice lessons in members' homes, typically 20 minutes, 30 max. And you go in and they practice, but it's a way to meet members. But they typically get the same members week after week. You know, there's those that are going to help, and then others that you never see. So we are encouraging these two bishops to call a certain person, or at least implement, to have somebody do the calendaring of that for the missionaries, and go after, try to get them into homes of inactive members, those that aren't presently coming out, and part member families. You may remember that I come from a part member family. My mom was a member and my father was not. So those people aren't around that much. And so trying to get the missionaries into their homes, to remind those people of what they liked about the church and see if they can come back. Um, and so that's, anytime you're asking for something outside the normal, then you have to kind of encourage or show people the benefit. And so we're involved with that. Not sure how to go, but oh, by the way, Judy's taking a rest. We had a long week, and so she's just laying down, just relaxing. She's fine, and I just wanted to get this done. That's me. Let's get it done. Check it off my list. Uh, I think that's it for this week. Love you guys, and have a great week. And we'll. I don't know if we'll go back to weekly. Maybe we'll go once every 2 weeks. I'm not sure. But have a great day. Love you.